A really disturbing story out of Sweden, where despite the Sweden Democrats' success in pushing through an effective remigration policy, the country's 2 decades-long experiment with open border insanity is still having a lasting impact. A 68-year-old man from Stockholm was kidnapped by 4 Afghan nationals living in Sweden. The man disappeared near his home in Skärholmen, prompting his family to alert the authorities. The victim was then tied up, beaten up, and kept hostage in the trunk of a vehicle. The Afghan gang then contacted the man's family, demanding a ransom of €42,000 for his release. In a harrowing series of text messages, the kidnappers warned the family that they could, quote, collect the pieces of their loved one if they failed to pay up. But by then it was likely already too late. The elderly man's body was found at the side of the E4 highway near Jönköping 2 days after his family reported him missing. He'd suffered severe bleeding and possible brain damage. An image showing the amount of blood found in the trunk of the car, which I can't show, offers a very clear indication of the horrific ordeal he went through. Surveillance footage showing the culprits purchasing silver tape and cleaning products was crucial to securing convictions. Mohammed Mousavi, a 34-year-old Afghan citizen, was sentenced to life in prison for murder and human trafficking. The court ruled that he would be expelled from Sweden after serving his sentence with no possibility of return. Wait, what? After his sentence? Why not just deport him now? Let the Taliban deal with him. Why should Swedish taxpayers have to foot the bill for feeding and accommodating this monster for the rest of his life? The cost of the convicted individual's legal defense will also have to be covered by the taxpayer. 2 younger men, also Afghan nationals, were also convicted of human trafficking. Musawar Abdul Ahmadi, 20, received a prison sentence of 5 years and 10 months and will be deported upon release. Again, why? Just kick him out now. If you want to express your ideas through videos like I do, you should check out InVideo AI. And with this exciting new upgrade in InVideo AI version 3, you can create stunning full-length videos, irrespective of your skill level and without having to learn arduous new programs from scratch. Let me walk you through how it's done. Just start with a simple text prompt and it creates the first rough draft for you. For example, create a 1-minute story about a man who wakes up only to find himself living in a different period of history. Check out what InVideo AI produced after just a few minutes.
This morning, I woke up to the sound of horse-drawn carriages. At first, I thought it was some elaborate prank. Now I must learn to survive in a world that's both familiar and alien. And perhaps find out why I'm really here.
You can then use the edit command box and give text-based commands to fine-tune everything. Add subtitles, translate to Spanish, make the music more suspenseful. Or you can even clone your own voice and have that do the narration. Unlike traditional video tools with steep learning curves that don't even match the ambition of your video creation process, InVideo is the creative partner you've always wanted. It removes all the friction by making the process intuitive and fluid, letting users focus entirely on their vision and idea. Create anything you can think of from scratch using InVideo AI's generative capabilities. This really is a monumental game changer that puts you in the driver's seat. Welcome to the world of endless possibilities. You can try InVideo AI for free. This will save you hundreds of dollars that you would otherwise spend on editing, animating, and other production costs. It's obvious to me why InVideo AI is the world's most used AI video creator, with over 10 million users across 150 plus countries. So please check out InVideo AI by clicking the link in the description box down below. Elia Farzad, now 18 but 17 at the time of the crime, was sentenced to 1 year and 8 months in closed youth care. Due to his age at the time of the crime, he will not be deported. Back on the streets of Sweden within 12 months then. Another Afghan woman who helped protect and purchase flights for the murderer was extradited back to Sweden after being caught in Italy. She received a conditional sentence and community service. Despite previous convictions for theft, she will be allowed to remain in Sweden. Community service for aiding and abetting a literal murderer. People in Sweden have received harsher sentences for posting offensive online content. The lenient so-called punishments once again illustrate how Sweden has so much work to do in order to uproot this kind of barbarism from its society. Once the safest country in Europe, Sweden has turned into one of the most dangerous thanks to mass migration. Migrant-linked violence is so out of control. In the first 27 days of January, Sweden experienced 27 7 bombings, prompting Prime Minister Ulf Kristersson to admit that the authorities had lost control of the situation. With the next election not too far away, it's coming up next year, the right-wing Sweden Democrats could outflank Kristersson's moderate party. Under the current coalition government setup, Kristersson is dependent on the SD's votes to pass legislation, meaning he's been forced to adopt much of the SD's anti-mass migration policy, leading to Sweden taking in its lowest number of asylum seekers since 1997. And for the first time in over 50 years, Sweden achieving net emigration, more migrants leaving than coming in, something that would be near unthinkable in other Western European countries. But if the wave of migrant-linked violence afflicting the country continues to worsen, Sweden Democrats, who are currently ahead of the moderate party in the polls, might not just be a part of the next government, they could and should be leading it. If you value what I do and you want to help support me, please visit pauljosephwatson.locals.com and either pledge a one-time donation or subscribe to join my community, get early access videos, and message me directly. And exclusive live streams coming soon too. Promise. Check out the Locals link down in the description. And don't forget to take a look at the brand new website modernity.news. That's where you'll find all my content, including exclusive articles. That's modernity.news.